Hello. How you doing, beautiful? Sorry, let's get ourselves back onto the topic, Matt. Ladies, gentlemen, nug-raggers, and hopefully a lesbian in front of us. A very, very special occasion. We have a Nano Drak. Now these things, technically you can buy, but I had to kind of like twist Chris Click's arm to get my hands on one, and it's been shot across from the United States here to the United Kingdom of Freezy nut softness. Pronto. Just see what was written on the box. So in this box we have a Nano Drak. Now we need to set a few things straight from the very beginning. Number one, this is a prototype. This is pre-production. And if things go to plan, and by the way, I know these have already been flown, which is happy days, and the other feedback which has been about these is that they fly just like the big Mini Drak, like the Mini Drak, because they just fly like a rocket, and they, funny enough, right, it sounds really daft, the Nano Drak and the Mini Drak can all fly at multiple speeds without any altitude correction. And yes, I am taking the piss out of the Dart Extreme XL. I've never known a model that you only can fly at one throttle setting, otherwise it jumps or just climbs and does a loop on itself. Very peculiar. Anyway, I felt that I needed to get that out the way, so this is 2019 now, and I'm going to be a lot more positive than what I've been, because 2018 really did not end in a good place, and I am so excited to be able to have this Nano Drak in front of you, because I've been working my cotton socks off here. I've missed so many flying days already this year, but I've got my head down, I'm working my nuts off, just like you. And again, we've always said this, which is, and by the way, I will get this box open now, is that we should never apologise for being busy with work, etc, etc. Right in the moment, I'm doing the mother-in-law's bathroom, and a collection of other things, because she's selling her old house. So not only am I super busy with work, I'm also, my weekends have gone because I'm trying to get lots of other stuff done at the same time. So my point being there was that we should never, and you should never feel the need to apologise for not being around, and etc, etc, because ultimately work pays for phone. So yeah, I didn't even bat an eyelid at this one. I'm not going to show you how much I paid, I'm just going to tell you it was quite a bit, and I don't feel bad about it at all. I feel in many ways that I've earned a nice decent quality model, which I'm hoping this one is. Well, let's face it, from what I've already seen, probably you've already been and seen, you already know that this thing's going to be kick-ass. So we got some, looks like 2mm, that sounds different, that's glass fibre, that's not carbon fibre by the looks of that. I might be wrong, but my instinct tells me that's glass fibre. And again, I also know that Chris Click likes to use glass fibre rather than carbon fibre. Personally, you should see the amount of hello. How you doing, beautiful? Sorry, let's get ourselves back onto the topic, Matt. Right, the point was being is that we know Chris Click prefers glass fibre rather than carbon fibre. I think it's a bit of an urban myth that carbon fibre interferes with your reception, etc, etc. But anyway, wow, let's just get in here. So like I said, this is a pre-production model, and you'll get kind of an idea on the scale next to my hand. I do have the Mini Drak down here on the side, so we'll do like a rough idea. We'll get a rough idea on its actual size, etc, etc. And you can see all the draw lines on here as well. It really is a prototype, so do keep this in the back of your mind. I do believe that it's Chris's full intention to go and get a mould cut, or 2 halves of moulds cut for the Nano Drak. Because let's face it, what have we been waiting 18 months for one of these to come out? It's been quite a while, maybe a little bit longer, maybe a bit shorter. I really can't remember, to be honest, but it's been an awful long time, and it definitely feels like a long time since the Mini Drak came out. And I've been gagging, I'm sure you've been gagging yourselves for a nano version as well, and then hence why I literally twisted Chris's arms. Can I get hold of one? I know it's a prototype, I won't beat it up too much, any bad things I'll let you know directly, etc, etc. But the testing's gone on, and first insights have been pretty good. So again, just taking a quick look at the inside, It's a more detailed build than perhaps before with the Mini Drak, or compared to like the Recon and things like that. So yeah, there's definitely more parts which have gone into this one. That said, let's get into this box and see what we've got. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to put these over there on the side, and just going to take a look at the wings. Oh wow! I really am in my element today. I've worked so hard today to be able to come home. And this, by the way, this turned up this morning, and I had to leave to get across to halfway across Bristolia. Wow, just look at that, just wow, in short. Anyway, get back to the point. I had to leave this morning. Mr. Parsifal's turned up, and I thanked him greatly as always. Yeah, this has been on my workbench since this morning. I've only literally just had the time to go and get it open. Now, and again, for absolute clarity, this prototype of the Nano Drak was bought out of my own money for my own abuses. Apparently Chris has been and packed a motor in here as well, which he says absolutely rips. So we'll take a look at that too. We've got some end fins. Now, one of the interesting things, and as Chris mentioned this on the Mini Drak, the actual wingtip little fences, the wing fences for the end of the wings. As he said, they were only really on there for show, because on a foot slot, again, this wing really isn't that forward swept, to be honest, but on a forward swept wing, the air flows from the wingtip to the centre section, hence why you have large wing fences in the middle. But what I noticed that on my Mini Drak is that if I was missing one of the wing fences on the end, is that it wasn't as tight. So as much as that may be correct, you can feel the difference if you're running a model. It just reacted differently just by missing one tiny little winglet off the end. We've got wing fences on here which obviously need to get lined up, punched out, etc, etc. Now, quick heads up is that I know some of you will be wondering, oh, can I make this and put this into a backpack or something like that? And it looks like this has been, and it probably will hit production with detachable wings. But to be frankly honest, if you're taking this in a backpack, then why not strap the whole model to the backpack and leave the wings on, and etc, etc. I do appreciate some of you, in rare instances, may go up the side of a mountain, so if you want to put it in your backpack, that's fair enough. But for me, I always carry my models around in, say, an IKEA shopping bag, or I've been known to strap them to the back of the rucksack. So yeah, just sticking an elastic band over the whole lot to hold it in. Yeah, that would work. So it's such a little cute little thing. Again, I really like it. We've got some, looks like carbon fibre rods in there. There'll be a centre compartment there too. I'll probably have to bore a hole in there to get to the ESC. As far as flight controller goes, one little bit of feedback actually, which I've just spotted here, and it's actually really obvious once you spot it, is that in here inside the fuselage, is that the fuselage is going on an angle. Maybe if I do it like that, it makes more sense. But you'll see that red line in there. That's very much on an angle. So if you were to put a flight controller in this model, which, by the way, I've got absolutely no intentions to do, is that you would need to account for that in your flight controller, either so if you're using a vector to set your horizontal position, or if you're using iNav or similar, is that you'll probably want to put some board alignment in there to bring the board backwards, because at the moment it's pointing downwards. Anyway, progressing on, what else we got in the box here? Ooh, hello. We got some of that puppy bubbly stuff. That's brilliant for scaring the kids. And what have we got in here? We have, it says go fast. I don't know if that's coming out on the camera on there, but it just says go fast in short. It is a 2212 2450. Motor, that's it says 1 to 3S LiPo. Oh, and then it's been written on the side 4S. So I've got no idea on propeller. I need to ping Chris on prop. By the looks of it, on the back of the actual model itself, there is no restrictions on prop size. Although you'd have a fair size propeller on the back, that's for sure. Let's take a look at this. It looks like, and again, I'm loath to look at the side of the motor. I reckon that's come out just because of the colour. Yeah, putting things together, I reckon that motor has come out the same motor where they make the Sunny Sky motors. Now, just to give you a heads up, the Sunny Sky is a well-known brand, etc., etc. But there's only a couple of factories in China who make motors, again, especially smaller DC AC motors like this. And again, they get abused for the hobby trade. So yeah, I reckon this, just the way which it feels and its quality, is that I reckon that probably came out of the same factory as the Sunny Sky ones. So yeah, very, very curious. So that's a 20, it says a D2212, 2450. Chris has written 4S on the side. I've got no idea what propeller, I'll ping him in the background about that. So let's go and put that to one side. Anyway, like I said, Chris did mention it will absolutely haul with that motor on there. As far as battery pack, they have been using 3300 4S's, I believe, which is quite a meaty battery, to say the least, to go in the nose of this. Oh, we've also got some lamb as well. Some PET 3mm laminate. Now that's curious, because I did say to Chris that I've already got some lamb, which is, for me, to be honest, has worked out really, really well. I've been using it for the every other single model which I've used, and it's held up really, really well. So we'll be doing a like-for-like comparison between those two when I'm putting this together. So what else have we got? Oh, hello. We've got red fins if we want them, and also we've got some black fins. So actually that's a nice touch. So you get the opportunity to choose between these. To be honest, the red looks alright, but hey, prefer the black. Right. So yeah, to be honest, I began with the black pieces. Oh, and these ones, oh, that's handy. Fantastic. What I'll do, I'll actually drill through these. Oh, and they've got left and right written on them. I don't know what the difference is between them, but hey ho. But anyway, I will mark the holes on them, so if I've got spares if I need them. I tell you what, let's go and get this thing together and give it a punt and see what it looks like. Now, give you a heads up, I am using a slightly different camera setup today, so if you see me nudging the camera like I just did, I do apologise. As far as build time for this, it's not going to be very long. I just need to get some servos in the wing, and of course we will do top-mounted servos, so that we get maximum torque out of... I've done these rods the wrong way round, say rods, spars the wrong way round. And the reason why we'll put the servos on the top of the model is because we're able to get more torque, because there's no clevis which is bending, there is no push rod which is bending, especially when it's underneath a large amounts of load, which, let's face it, it's called a Nano Drak, and I ain't going to hold back with this thing at all. So let's get that in now. Brilliant. So that's that sat in that side. Let's go and poke this side on there as well. Plonk that on there. Come on. In you go. There we go. And let's go and get the other wing on as well. Pop that on the end. Nice thumbs up to Chris, because he's actually saved me the painful job, which was putting those rods in. That's probably about the most painful part of the whole build. Right, we do have a limitation on prop size, which we will find out if I had a ruler. What's the nearest? Have I got a ruler? Oh no, we do have a ruler, right. So, like, really, max sensible prop size, it's going to be a 6-inch propeller on the back of here. And the reason why I'm saying a 6-inch propeller is so that gives us a little bit of space either side. Also, looking at this one, this back section, these fins really do come back much further. I wonder if that helps with the stability of the model in the sky, because they do feel like they are excessively back compared to the motor. And again, I'm thinking of the, we'll have a look, actually. That's me chatting about it. Let's go and get the Mini Drak up here on the desk. And yeah, that is a curiosity. So let's put this in on the Mini Drak on the desk. Is that coming out? Yeah, kind of. That's like kind of the best I can do with this camera stand at the moment. So there she sat down on there. And yeah, just put that side, but no, maybe it is about the same. I take that back. By the time I got the motor back as far as I can go. By the way, just a little tip that for those of you which have got a Mini Drak is that I have put my motor mount round the wrong way round, okay? For those guys which are in the States who fly in the desert and noise is no issue. But for me, what I did, I took the motor mount round the other way round. Again, you need to invert it as well. And that put it right back on the last 3 or so holes. That meant that the propeller is in cleaner air and it's less noise. It's about a third of the noise compared if you've got the CAN motor all the way back here. You gain about an extra 10 miles an hour in the sky. Absolute crazy stuff. Anyway, just doing a quick like for like. That should give you some idea on the size of the Nano Drak compared to the Mini Drak. That's quite a lot of stuff to say, really. So yeah, quite looking forward to this one, if I'm frankly honest. Let's turn it around and have a look at this nose section and see what else we've got in the box. Get this one up. There we go. Now, what do I need to do to build this? I need to put some I'll need to put the servos in the wing, which I'm guessing probably here somewhere in the middle section, whatever's in the centre. Looking in my box of yumminess, which is down here, I will be fitting. Need to get these out. Now, the reason why I've gone for the MG is because Hobby King was out of the DS ones, the digital ones. So I've got some Corona 939 MG servos. Now, if you've never come across these before, they come in two flavours. You can either have the CS, or I think it's DS. One of them is digital and the other one's analog, which these ones are analog. They're both about the same price. They both work pretty much in exactly the same fashion, but they are that size, which are basically a direct replacement for the standard 9-gram, 12-gram servos. Okay. Now I know that they've got 2.7 kilograms worth of torque in them. They'll be absolutely perfect for this model. We'll be able to get that up in there. Brilliant. Now, but one thing which I will not point out is, if I put the set square, okay, there's a massive tip for you, is that the idea is that you get your push rod exactly 90 degrees to your Elevon surface, okay, and the easiest way of doing that is getting a set square, choosing where you want it to go, and then making sure that your servo is in line with the control surface. So when you've got a push, then you've got the servo horn up on top of here and you've got your push rod going backwards and forwards onto your surface, it's exactly 90 degrees, because you imagine if you put it in there straight, is that then it's going to be bending it at an angle and you end up with some odd differential, to say the least. So yeah, we'll get those stuck in. And again, that's the servos which I've got on hand. They're where they assuming the motor which we're going to be putting on the back of this bad boy is that yeah, we need as much torque as we've got as possible in those servos. Now, what have we got here for the motor mounts? We've got two different motor mounts. We got a 3D printed version, which is in some strange green colour, which is so-so. And we've got a metal version. I don't know which one I'm going to go for, actually, but I do. If I'm frankly honest, I'll go for the metal version. Put that right on the back, and the reason for that is that it's aluminium. It's going to fit right on the back over there, and I'll be able to get the motor back as far as possible. And yes, I know that means I need to put extra weight in the nose, etc, etc. Oh, one thing I've just actually been spotted is that in the nose I'm not going to be able to run a HD camera, because a Runcam 2 is just going to be absolutely humongous in the nose. Instead, it really is just going to be a pure FPV camera in the nose, and off we go. So yeah, look out for the footage on this one. It will literally just be DVR recording from on board the model itself, and I'll just mount it up in there and make sure we just get the camera just pointing out on the front. But yeah, nothing particularly hard. We just map it out with a bit of masking tape on the front, put the camera against it, keep digging out until we get it in the right place. So yeah, motor mounts, I'll be going for the metal one. Like I said, that Chris was saying that with the ones which they've been testing with, they've been using a 3300 4S pack. Now, I do wonder, just because of the size of the model itself, I really don't think a 5200 4S pack is a sensible battery pack to put in this model. But I tell you what, so I'm just going to take a wander over here, remote, and trip over a Mini Drak while I'm at it. Let me go and grab one or two batteries so that we get a kind of idea of what our options are. There we go. I tell you what, we're going to start off with, everybody's got one of these, which is the 2200 3S. Now, just because I'm going to be flying mine 4S, that doesn't mean that you should be flying yours 4S if you don't want to. And if you've got loads of these 2200 3Ss, then heck, why not use them? Because they will fit very, very well into the actual model itself. That's glaringly obvious there. And again, if the shoe fits, happy days. Having a quick nose, I know, again, we don't have the motor on the back, but I can already tell you that would probably be nose heavy, even with that battery pack. Now, the one which I'm sure we're all curious on, will it take a 5200 4S? The answer is more than likely yes. You'll make it fit, that's for sure. But let's be honest there, that battery is absolutely enormous for such a tiny little airframe. So yeah, won't be running that one in here. I do feel that a 2200 3S is a viable option there. Again, if you've got loads in your arsenal, heck, why not use them? Now the curious one is okay, now I've got two batteries here. One's a higher C, and they're both 4S and they're both zippy ones, and one's a higher C, and you'll see that the battery pack is like, what's that, 1/4 inch bigger, something like that. Now if I put that in sideways, that will probably fit in there and get the lid down, whereas the lower C, the 25C, which I won't use because you won't have enough amps in it, that would fit in there perfectly. And another one is the Nano Drak 1800 4S, that would also fit in there fine. Now those of you which have got the thicker 4S packs for quads, so like the 1300 or 1500, I can already tell you just won't have enough depth in there in the actual fuselage to make them fit. So yeah, good. That said, decent range of battery options. Mine I may have to tinker with, and I'll look to see what I've got, but yeah, we'll see what happens when it comes to maiden time, and once I've been and got this thing fully kitted up. I will run the FPV transmitter on one side, and I'll put the receiver on the opposite side. And again, I think I'm going to follow what I did with what you get given with the Mini Drak. I'm getting these names confused now. Which is that I'll put the receiver on one side, which is typically on the right wing for me, and then I'll put the video transmitter on the opposite side, rather than putting it out on the wing itself. Again, spaces are here at pretty much a premium, so I'll do my best to put them, yeah, I'll just keep it really simple. I'll put that on that side and that one on that side. Now, I don't know what receiver I'm going to go for. It will probably just be a D4R2, to be frankly honest. Actually, that may even end up here in this rear section where the ESC goes. Now, the one thing which we haven't seen, because it is almost time for us to wrap up, is the elevons, which do look rather sexy. And I may have just getting them undone. I've lost my craft knife. There it is. They're definitely sculpted. So, yeah, assuming this goes round and actually does hit production, is that I'm sure it'll be the same kind of circumstances as the Mini Drak, which is that you'll get the main part of the model will be, gets the right way around. Which one's got round on here? Assume, yeah, there we go. Put that one there and put that one on that side. The main part of the body of the model will be moulded EPP, and then of course things like the fins and the elevons, etc., etc., will be balsa and core flute for those. Accordingly. Right, the other bit which we've got is the top cover. I wonder if this is a whole piece all the way through, which it is. I'm assuming that it goes that way around. Would kind of make sense. No, I've done that the wrong way around. I was just thinking of the knacker ducts back there. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to fix that in just yet. I think I will just go with something very, very crude. I'll get a nice sharp craft knife and then bed that down inside, and then we'll put that on the top and leave it like so, and we'll get this right in the middle of the frame. So that is, ladies, gentlemen, and hopefully a lesbian, a Nano Drak. Happy days. Really looking forward to getting this one sorted. What do I need to get this one over the line? Stick 2 servos in it, FPV transmitter, camera, bit of Velcro in the middle. Oh, we've got some glass fibre here, so judging by the lines going down the top of the model, is that I would assume that we need to put some glass fibre down there. And if we quickly turn this over as well, and have a look at the bottom, There we go, there's our bottom. Yeah, we probably need to run some carbon fibre along those, or the glass fibre along those too. I don't think we necessarily need them in, oh no, actually I've just realised the black lines. I think that's Chris's pointing out that we need some glass fibre in top and bottom. That should be very, very quick to do. A little bit of E6000 glue, Stanley blade down there with the ruler. And job's a good one, just poke it in, cut them off with a pair of pliers. Same for that as well, really, really straightforward. Quick trim down there. Yeah, not bad at all, nothing like scary. I think probably the hardest bit is going to be getting the camera in the nose, in the right place. So I'll put a piece of masking tape on there, find the sensor section, and I say the hardest piece, that's probably one of the most time consuming parts, is trying to get the camera down in there well and do a really good job of it. But beyond that, it will be laminating it with this lamb. So Chris has been including some 3mm PET lamb, which is actually very different to the stuff which I've got here. That's definitely thicker. I know it says 3mm on there, but that's definitely thicker and it's got a different sound to it to the stuff which I bought here off Amazon. And yeah, it's probably going to take longer to laminate it. Oh, and of course, it needs some paint as well. So I need to go and find my spray can box to see what colours we got. Obviously we might need to go with a little bit of red in there to make it really fast. Saying that, I know Chris has included some red fins, but I like the black, so we'll see what we can do as far as a spray job for this one. It will be pretty straightforward, and I will definitely be putting some stripes on the bottom of these wings, because we'll do the maiden with this one line of sight as always. And the thing about that is that we'll need to know which way up it is. There's one thing which you can struggle with the big, well, any model which flies really fast. I was going to say the Mini Drak, but it really does apply to, is applicable to all models which fly really fast, which is that you need very, very clear markings on the underside so you know which way up your model is. Because I can tell you I've stuffed models in the past because I've lost orientation on them. It's very easily done. So put a nice big fat bold stripes on the bottom. It's definitely happy days. Probably black and white, to be honest. As far as the top colours, not entirely sure. So first impressions. I just can't tell you how excited I am. 2019 is gonna be a absolutely family-friendly, fantastic year. I cannot wait. If this is anything to go by, for 2019, we are going to be looking out for some absolute corking models, because I've been waiting, and I'm sure you've been waiting for the Nano Drak for a very, very long time. So thumbs up to Chris over at Ritewing. I just can't wait to get this one in the sky. It's all simple stuff for me to go from here. And I just want to say thanks to Chris as well, because he has been and done the hardest part for me, which was putting those seams in at the bottom and getting those rods in the right way round. So thank you for doing that, Chris. It's going to make my life an awful lot easier. And again, I'm on such a time constraint at the moment. It's unreal, with so many work projects and family real life projects going on at the moment. That has just saved me a bunch of time. So yeah, 2019 is going to be a good year. Watch this space. So with that said, if this is your first time here, I'm Matt. Howdy, welcome aboard. Don't forget to press the red subscribe button underneath this video. If you have any questions or comments about the Nano Drak, please just ask in the comments section underneath this video. And with that said, I'm going to go and get my phone out. I'm going to take a shed load of photos of this one, and I'm going to go and share it with everybody over in the Rag the Nuts off Facebook group, because there is literally over 3,000 fellow pilots, cool pilots like me and you in that group. And if you're not part of that group yet, don't forget to press the wall. I'll put a link to that in the video description, and then just hit the join button, answer those 3 questions, and one of the administrators will pick up your request ASAP. Anyway, Nano Drak! Happy days. From myself, Matt. Cheerios! Yes!